you're faking an injury, unacceptable, you know. But the game is starting. Sticklord on south, Clutch on north, 3, 2, 1, and away we go. Quick, have fun, good luck. Anti's game will be covered by, there'll be another streamer up. Let me just grab that for you, because there's a few of us grabbing the games from Twitch, and then later I'm going to be sent all of the video and I'll be cutting them up and sticking them onto a channel. So let me head to Factorio, and I'll point you in the direction of Anti's. Anti is also streaming himself, but the stream you want to be looking for is Proccent. I think it's only Proccent. Yeah, let me type that into the chat. So you want to check out for, and I won't take it personally if you guys head on. Have a Google, not Google, sorry. Go to Twitch, type in Proccent, or go to Factorio and find Proccent stream. I'm not going to take it personally if you guys head over, watch the games you want to watch, come back if you want to come back. The idea is we cover everything today, and over time, we will get everything covered off. Handball is a great sport, by the way. I wanted to do, there's a thing called team streaming, group streaming, where you can synchronize multiple streams up. So we could have like one person looking south, one person looking north, and then you could kind of have like one on one screen, one on the other kind of thing. We were talking about doing that, but it's more about organization, if I'm being honest. But like I said, over time, I think that we can really make this a great little space for doing tournaments and stuff. So we're learning as we go. This is tournament number 2. As far as I'm aware, there's never been money-based Factorio. You guys might be able to correct me on that one, but there's never been like cash prizes for winning this game. I'm almost certain of that. I might be wrong, because I googled once. I did Google once. Alright, winner. Clutch. Or Sticklord. Alright, we'll stick the prediction out there. You've got a couple of minutes to vote on it. Yeah, 0.3 Ethereum from a tournament. That must have been a while ago, surely. Ethereum. Ah, BBC had a cash prize. I keep saying this, but it's difficult to get hold of people. If any of you guys know any of the ex-BBC runners or the ex-producers, can you give them a shout and tell them I'd like to get in conversation with them? Because BBC 2, the second version of the championship, a lot of people are asking for it to happen, and I'm more than happy to host or to cast. So I'm more than happy to facilitate it on the weekends, but I don't know what the rules are. I don't know who's in charge of it. I don't know, you know what I mean? There's some body that has the master document that says, right, this is how it goes. And I thought that was Clowntown, but I've tried getting in contact and I've not been able to. Everlord, got you. Yeah, I haven't seen him on the server for a while, which is a shame because you'd hope that there's a way to pass it on. I don't mind setting it up myself, but I don't want to make it look like I'm trying to do an independent, you know, this is me doing my own thing. You know, if there's a way that we already do it, I want to kind of try and stick to that. So, but yeah, there's lots of people that are interested in. Ah, right, got you. Fire Razor. Okay. Well, I'll put a pin in it. Yeah, that's JD Plays, right? I've seen bits and pieces, and the same as the Clowntown guy. I just didn't really, I'm kind of new in the scene, in terms of I haven't been here that long, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to box anybody out here. Like, I'm literally not trying to take anybody's space away or viewers or any of that stuff. It's just trying to show the game mode off. It's why I'll sit on Sunday for hours and hours casting a tournament. I just really enjoy it. So yeah, maybe I'll just drop him a line. I mean, I talked to Kobe a bit, and actually I talked to Kobe after having never met him before. And he was really good fun. Really nice guy. So yeah, maybe I'm just a bit nervous about somebody turning me down and going, piss off, but that's not going to happen, is it? As we head into the beginning 4 minutes of the game, there we go, that's how we transition away from that to this. But yeah, BBC version 2, season 2. I'd like to get it on if we can. Oh, it's terrible, I know. I would almost want to split it up geographically so that we could have people from SEA and the Australian, kind of side of the world, as well as America, compete, but just maybe in a way where we organise a very specific time slot for them. It's not easy, but I think it's something we can do. And basic science automation is coming out from Clutch, early doors, and very similar from Sticklord as well. We'll take a look at the science. Turrets into automation, into military, into physical damage. 1. Mirrored by nothing yet from South, but that's fine because we can see a lot of signs about to kick into gear. There we go. Yeah, that really sucks. I mean, let's be honest. If we can grow beta battles, you might end up with an SEA server. If there's enough people that want to play it. I don't know how, the audience breakdown a lot of the time is lots of Germans, lots of English. I get lots of Indian viewers as well, but not a lot of Malaysian, not a lot of Philippines SEA types. But if the game mode becomes popular out there, and maybe by doing tournaments like this we can popularize it a bit more, you might end up with an SEA server. I'm not making any promises, but if the player base wants it and there's enough of them, yeah, don't ask, don't get, I guess. Sticklord starts to sow coal into his furnaces. Clutch getting his basic smelting on the go with 1, 2, 3 smelting lines of 12 and 12 by 12. Alright, so 36 smelters have gone down, creating iron plates. I believe there'll be an early push to get either opponent up to about 10, maybe 15% in terms of evolution, and from there we will go. And power anti, that's just as power as hit. Gun turret's being built by Sticklord, as well as Clutch. So we're at relatively even footing 7 minutes into the game, and I think that's accurate. Let's see what you guys have gone for prediction wise. Sticklord, people have gone for okay. Strong player Sticklord, very strong. Arguably either of these two guys could find themselves in a final or a semi-final at the very least, but I would imagine that it's going to take a lot to beat either of these two guys. I would argue they're both kind of heavyweights in the bite battle circle, in terms of their play style and their kind of robustness of the way that they continue to play even through adversity. So yeah, watch this space. I do believe Clutch. Are we looking at a red ammo build early? Oh no, green chip rods. And yeah, Timinator with the flamer ammo last game, fantastic. Right, I'm just gonna have a few biscuits, so I'm gonna turn my mic off because nobody wants to hit with that. Yeah, I just started a prediction. Do you want me to run it again, Zed? Well, how many channel points do you have? Because I can run another. Another prediction. Give me a second. Not a huge amount happens in the first 5-10 minutes, so I don't mind kind of running through a couple of bits and pieces. Yeah, I agree with you though. Clutch is probably the best player on the server. I'm not on the server at the moment. If I was on the server, that statement would be untrue. But at this current moment in time, physically, geographically, at the moment, Clutch is the best player on the server. Always remember to stay humble, by the way, guys. But that said, again, yeah, he can definitely win games. And the thing is, the guys with the highest elo are typically outpost players who require a team around them. Can I prolong? Ah, ZDM, I can't do another prediction. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about that, mate. But next game, we'll get a prediction on, and I'll at you so that you can come and vote. But we did put it on for 5 minutes, so you did have a window to vote for your favourite winner. But in chat, who would you bet on? Who would you bet to win this game, ZDM? Yeah, and Sticklord doing 1 hour purple science is frightening as well. So we're in for a roller coaster. I also do believe, as we can see, North is sat at 10% with a 30 turret send from the South. 8.5 jump. A clean 10 with 500 bugs. Clutch is in for a world of pain at the beginning of the game. And another 30 gets thrown, jumping to 13.8. It's not a great... It depends on where they come from, I guess. But Clutch is about to have a little bit of pressure on early. 10 minutes into this game and you're dealing with 13% bugs, almost 14. You kind of hope that that can be ratified a little bit later on. So we'll stay up north and see how he does in terms of defending, but there we go. Sorry, Discord's just popping off at me for a second. There we go, nice. Nephrum's is fast. Nephrum's is so fast. It's unreal. In fact, all of those speedy guys are really. And that's a great point. The trees will do a good job of splitting these guys up, so they're not kind of rushing and bum rushing you down into open space like this. So potentially, might be a little bit of a get out of jail free card from Clutch. A little bit of foliage kicking around at the top of your base. But yeah. I mean, is Nephrum's the kind of guy that would play... Because I've seen lots of stuff from him and... Let me get this right. Nilhouse? I don't even know if I'm saying that guy's name right, but Nilhouse or Nilhouse? I've seen him do like tutorial videos on Factorio, like mega bases and stuff. That guy. I apologise if I'm completely butchering his name. It might be like a Dutch way of pronouncing, I don't know, but yeah, there's some really, really big YouTubers, and not just to bring them in for their viewership, but just to see what they could do in this game mode. Obviously Anti is really strong. I mean, he won the first tournament, and Timinator put up a good fight, but it was pretty clear and obvious that it was going to be the Anti win after the second game. It was like, oh, okay, that is quick. So, yeah. Clutch plowing away with tree search. You love to see it. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 labs chundering along, where meanwhile Sticklord with only 3 or 4 working, 5 now up and running, and Sticklord committing to an early turret rush. Yeah, we could do an invitational tournament. I guess what we're not particularly good at doing is self-promotion, and it's not by design. We're not lazy or anything. It's just, you know, the last thing you want to do is go to, you know, another Discord, a large Discord, and say, hey, come promote our event. And then people get here and they have no idea what it's about. So they just get frustrated and leave. Or, yeah. Repair packs. Okay, prepare yourself for the meme that is repair packs. In this game, I would imagine that you may build some, for instance, if your lab or your silo starts to take damage. In the team game, when we play, you know, 10 on 10, 15 on 15 and more, repair packs getting put onto bots is basically, yeah, do you know what, actually, packers, mate. So, yeah, here we go. Stallers, stackers, gridders, and packers. The 4 horsemen of Team Biter Battles Apocalypse. Stallers are people that make the game go on too long when they could win. Stackers are people that join the game with their friends. Anti-lost? No. Nah, you're yanking my chain here. I can't really swap out from this stream. Can you give me a breakdown, like a rundown? Was it just a rush? Was it... what happened? Poor execution. Wow. The king is dead. Long live the king. Our current champion is out the tournament, which means we'll be crowning a brand new champion today. So unfortunately, you know, GG's to Anti, that sucks. And who is his opponent? Who did he play against? Anti played Ness. Are we looking at a French victory? Ness is coming out. Oh, what? Can somebody fill me in on this? Is Ness like some secret professional person I've never really... It's not that I don't rate Ness, by the way. I just... What's going on here? Is Ness a speedrunner? Or something like that? Or because I've only ever known Ness as Biter Battles player. And rarely do I see Ness online as well, like it's every now and again. So is Ness like some ex-professional player that used to play BBC or was part of a team or something? Speedrun, yes. Dangerous, mate. Those guys go way too fast. Speed kills, guys, speed kills. You know, all you've got to do is look at the body of anti-elites now. Current champion has been run over by another speedrunner. But he's on the speedrun website, okay, yeah. But still, to be on that website, it's pretty serious. You're not like doing it for a laugh, you know, you're not having a joke. Oh, I'm gonna go with speedrun. It's, yeah, you're trying for records. Jesus. Are we... Alright, we'll get to this after this game, but are we looking at Ness sweeping this? There's still Timinator in. Again, there's still Clutch and Sticklord as well. And Timinator has been a nightmare to play against. I mean, generally speaking, he's just very, very strong. Raslington's still in the tournament as well, I believe? Or did he lose? So I'm just going to have a look at the bracket real quick. It's France versus England. Oh, it's France versus England in the semi-final. Raslington versus Ness. Oh dear. This is actually quite interesting now. I'm actually really hyped for the end of this tournament. Not that the tournament's going to end anytime soon, because we've got best of 3 right at the end, but yeah, I'm kind of hyped, man. Ness has come out of nowhere. For me, just as a streamer, sorry, Ness has come out of nowhere. You guys might have already known about how strong Ness is, but I certainly didn't. And thank you for the follow, Sire Simpleton. I really do appreciate it. It helps with algorithms and yeah, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I hope you're having a nice weekend. I hope you're enjoying the tournament so far. And if you're watching and you're not currently following, I never normally ask for follows and likes and stuff, so I'm not going to do that now. But if you want to, feel free to. It does help with I don't even know what algorithms... I don't even know, mate. I don't work in IT. Don't ask me these questions. But apparently it helps get this content out to other people. Again, for anybody new, we will be cutting up these individual games and posting them onto a YouTube channel, and you'll be able to find this tournament game by game at this YouTube channel after the tournament is over. Once this is all finished, give me a day or two, I'll get my editing hat on, chop everything up, and we'll go from there. So yeah, nothing been sent south. All of the sends have been south across to north. And Clutch is handling this relatively well. Okay, interesting. Right, so what do we think? Is Clutch going for a late game, mid game, maybe? Could be looking at gates. AF Afadi. I probably didn't say that right at all. I'm really sorry, mate. Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry I just butchered your name. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. My name's Ghosty. I host these games every weekend, a large team version of this game every Saturday. We're currently in a 4-game series called the 4 Games of Rickmas. It's Rick and Morty themed, it's a bit of fun, as well as obviously we have a 1v1 tournament in the midst of some really big upsets. Carl going out early, Anti going out to Ness, Sticklord still here somehow. So yeah, some really interesting plays happening. If you're new and you're not too sure what's going on, feel free to ask any questions. I'm more than happy to answer and explain a couple of bits and pieces about what's going on in front of us. We're currently looking at the North player, Clutch, having to fight off 25.9% strength bugs, as well as 1,600 of them on the map. So we'll start to see waves flooding in and flooding down. Moberg, thank you very much for the follow. I really do appreciate that. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Hope everybody's managing to stay warm. It's really cold where I'm at the moment, like properly cold. So hope you're staying warm. Hope you're enjoying the content. And yeah, we're looking at a really good semi-final and final. And I have no idea who it's going to be. If you'd have asked me before this tournament started, I would have probably just said Anti. It'll be Anti and +1, you know, in that final spot. And that's maybe to my own detriment. Maybe I'm not opening my eyes enough, or I'm a bit one-eyed because of how dominant it was last time. But we have, however, changed a few bits and pieces, buffed and nerfed certain parts of this. So, and I say I like I had anything to do with it. The admins, the developers have made changes, relevant changes, to make it more competitive. And at the moment, Clutch's ammo belt stands tall. The bugs aren't even getting close. And Sticklord persists. 35 more turrets, sending the evolution up to 27.4 as waves cascade down towards the defensives of Clutch. We see there's an evolution, a change of the shells of the back of the bugs and size of the bugs as well. Beige being little, so small about it, to purple being medium-sized. Later, if we get there, the bugs will evolve again, and they will gain blue shells, which will make them big. And I don't think we'll get to the end game, but if we do get to like 90% plus evolution, we'll see behemoths, which would probably be a first for a 1v1. The games tend to not to go on that long. Either way, welcome in. We're in for a banger. As something in French is said, if anybody can translate that for me, that would be great. Good day, Ness. Good game. Bien joué. That's I only know that word from watching rugby. Well played, got you. Bon joué. Well played. And if Ness wins, I'm going to learn some French. How about that? We're going to celebrate it en français. So yeah, we're on for a really good set of games here. We're only 20 more minutes in. I can't imagine any massive action happening. Let's take a look at what Clutch is building. We have some assembly machines making turrets. We have some stone furnaces stacking up that will provide defense for our base. At the moment, green and red science is being teched. As we clip into the research, heavy armor is on the go. So Clutch is looking at being a bit more defensively minded, assuming he's going to get swarmed. Meanwhile, if I look down south, there is no research on at the moment, but some research has been done. And red ammo. Sticklord makes the swap. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Do we have a lot of steel? We have some steel being produced. And we saw this with Ness actually a few times. Ness ended up or opted for a red ammo send, and it initially didn't seem to do a huge amount. And then all of a sudden, everything started to flood through as if it was like secret sauce, you know? Now, does a red send take us to... well, it will take us to 30. You know, over 100 red mags will push us beyond 30. Does it push us beyond 35, 40? You know, 50 seems to be the kind of the zone or the fuzzy area that most people can't defend in. So potentially we're looking at this being, maybe this uproots Clutch a little bit. Sticklord is horrendously quick. As you can see here, he has around 60 mags on him. Does he throw straight away or does he save and wait? As you can see now, even though they're not massively strong, it still takes a little bit more to kill off these bugs, and they'll start to proliferate and perforate your defenses and flood in different areas, land a couple of attacks. And as I say in the main game that we play when we have large teams playing against each other, the first wave, all it needs to do is to dent your defense. It needs to uproot a couple of your initial defenses and create a little bit of a divot, a little bit of a hole for the next wave to impact onto and die, and impact onto and die. Let's take a look at Clutch. It's going to be a red send versus gates, it looks like. I don't imagine that this red ammo... Uh-oh. That's kind of big. That's 20 red ammo going down. Not game ending, but that's a lot of red ammo in terms of because of its potential to be sent. So I would argue a couple of turrets out here just to cover the edges for your... this is quite precious to you, so you need to defend it at all times. So yeah, gate is on the card. Yeah, big brick production down here. But then we saw this before. It was Gates on the south versus red Send on the north, and Ness took it with the red Send. Yeah, and we were talking about this early on. The speed at which the gate is built is kind of broken. It's like 1 a second. So for an item that is deep into the tech tree in terms of like, you know, the impact it has on sending, and here we see now over 200 red bags being held by Sticklord as he throws them, that changes us up into the 30% mark. And now there's 2,088 bugs on the cards needing to be dealt with. And again, tankier, stronger, harder hitting. We're going to start to see some of these defenses crumble. Some of them might fold. Yeah, and some of them might detonate. You know, later on when we saw Timinator throw flame fuel, not even a lot, about 100 flamer fuel, and his opposition's defense just absolutely imploded. I mean, it got destroyed. Ammo belts are not a thing. No, wait, let me qualify that. They are a thing, they do exist, and here they are. But in non-1v1 settings, there's definite reasons as to why this isn't really that great. However, in this particular setting, when you can't spend your life defending because you need something else to do it for, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Turrets down, ammo on a line. Makes sense to me. But if you get into a big game, just avoid doing it. Alright, Clutch aiming for some steel. As the red ammo continues to tick in too, we see no more research for Stick. However, the gate's slowly getting on board. So it's just a waiting game really now. All Clutch has to do is prep the necessary items needed, get some kind of backlog of the stuff that you'll need, for instance like green chips and things like steel, and hope that whatever it is that you do build is enough, because you're on the clock now, right? You're waiting for signs to finish, as well as hopefully, and as I said earlier, apologies that I missed this, the initial dent that I pointed out about 2 minutes ago has completely caved in, and it's the 4th and the 5th and the 6th wave that relentlessly pound into your defenses that will eventually get through. And it's only a matter of time before these waves become so big that wave 1 will hit this like a bendy bus hitting a brick wall, and it will fold up the defense to the point where they can start attacking the turrets. And then once they're on top of your turrets, it's kind of, you need to be there. You need to get your grenades out and you need to start blowing stuff up. And as we said the entirety of this tournament, these stone furnaces are really cheap to make. You can effectively make them, oh dear. Okay, we're back on, we're online. Yeah, they're relatively cheap to make, so you should always have a couple hundred on you at any given time. And in doing so, as we can see now, it needs to expand a bit power. Clutch does in fact. I'm still wondering why Stick hasn't stuck anything in and around this area. He seems to be kind of getting pounced on to the west here, but I'm going to try and keep my focus up north. I feel like Clutch's gameplay at this current moment in time is probably more interesting to watch. Sticklord's not really under any pressure, so we'll check back in every now and again to see if any adaptations have been made. But as far as I'm aware, there's still a gate to be researched and a lot of defending to be done. And as you can see, they're taking just a few extra hits, munching through a couple. Some are making it all the way through, and effectively just making waves, punching holes through the defense. And it's becoming clear as day that one wave is now managing to make it directly on top. Beyond that too, this is a lot of ammo that you're using in order to kind of mitigate this. So Clutch has done well here. Ultimately, he's managed to put down a relatively cheap set of defenses. As another 198 red ammo gets thrown across, we look at an increase of 2.1 and 400 extra bugs. It seems like nothing, but you do feel it in the game. You genuinely do feel the pressure when even a small increase happens. And meanwhile, the bugs that the South are dealing with are absolutely nothing. Sticklord has got nothing to worry about. These are light biters, small biters, and they go down with a few bullets. I like where Clutch is at though. you know? The only thing I'd worry about is like a deeper swipe. So if a wave was to come past and maybe enter through this area, or through here for some reason, you know, sideswiping into the... somebody just messaged me. Sorry, somebody just pinged me on Discord. Apologies if you heard that sound. It's for me. Can they see what's coming? So great point there, subjective. Actually, really, really good point, and I will get to that, because that is this is where things become interesting, and it's why I've become quite strong defensively. There are methods of defending which funnel and force the bugs to hit certain pathways, to move into certain areas. But I'll get to RJDs first. The players don't really get to see what's coming. They have a little bit of vision. They see what we see effectively, but they don't get to see anything above that. You can definitely stick down radars, again like this, so you can see certain areas of the map and reveal certain areas of the map. You can also scout your opponent by picking up some fish. I know it sounds a bit odd, but grab some fish from the water, and the fish are these little black dots, and you throw it across, and that will reveal areas of the map that your opponents are in. So you can kind of do a little bit of scouting to see, you know, where your opponent is, what they're building, how much of it that they have, etc. So let me get back to subjectively improved. Your defensive line it's almost like a philosophy in a way. You're not necessarily caring too much about the line being consistent, more about the thickness and the kind of pattern that's imprinted into it. At the moment we're seeing defense with stone furnaces, but in the main game we use walls because they're a little bit more robust. They're still relatively cheap, but the way that people build like basically murder holes into their walls, you can channel them in with patterns as well, and there's certain more efficient patterns than others. I wish I could kind of take you to an example that I have on my desktop, but I can't get away from this game. But if you head on over to our Discord, there's loads and loads of different posts of different defensive ideas in terms of like patterns of wall on the outside, little channeling funnels, even things like peaks. So people that build protruding peaks, the bugs will then kind of hit and then split a wave down towards the... It gets wild, man. You know, defense is not boring. I get bored of doing all the building and nerdy ratio stuff. Here we have gates almost ready to go for the north. I get really bored of that, so I just love just diving into defense. I absolutely can. Give me a second. Actually, let me quickly zoom out. I'll zoom out onto north real quickly, and I'll grab that Discord link for you guys. This is Biter Battles Gate Flood. Let's go. This is the Biter Battles Discord. Myself and the admin team is huge. You know, there's always going to be somebody online to kind of query a question or help you out in some way, shape, or form. There's like a Hall of Fame where some of the best and also some of the worst buildings and ideas are. I'll be posting last night's game up tonight. So effectively I'm going to be editing the tournament once it's done, and I'll be sending the captain's game that we played yesterday up onto YouTube and posting a link onto Discord. We constantly host events. There's always some good chat in the general chat as well as memes. If you're a MS Paint enjoyer, feel free to add to the meme collection that we have. We have some real talented contributions up there. Looking at you, Ragnarok. But it's a very busy server and there's always something going on. So yeah, if you like what you see, head in and join the fun. You can't debate with the gate. I can show you the crafting crew. I can show it on stream. Oh, crafting. Oh, sorry, I can't do that. I can only do inventories. Anyway, beyond that, the first send has come from south. 99 gates. I've got 99 gates. 11% increase, almost 12, and 800 plus bugs are added to South's defensive effort. Sticklord doesn't look like he's expanding from this particular play. He is going for red ammo. Potentially, no research at all. Interesting. Meanwhile, up north, stronger explosives. I believe this could be a flipping moment now. This could be a coin flip in terms of like the defender becomes the offensive player now. Clutch spent all this time defending, setting up defensive structures and making a huge wall out of the stone furnaces. Now that we have gates, he can start putting some pressure onto the south, and as we see, another send of 132. The evolution goes up to 25.7%, and Sticklord is going to start feeling the heat. And with defences of this scale, maybe you can get away with defending 25% bugs. It's kind of an ish ask. Clutch, I think, is taking the initiative here. I believe he's got a bit of an advantage. He's sitting pretty, he has a higher tech. I believe he's not exactly going to run out of anything anytime soon. And all he's doing is just like a bike pump, one pump at a time, pumping up the tyres of the bugs and trying to get them to around 30, 35. And Sticklord's just committing to, yeah, it's an arms race now, effectively. As my music dies. That playlist was terrible, so we'll never go there again. I've played a bit of drum and bass already. Oh, do you know what? Since you guys are here, what do you want to listen to? I'll stick on some deep house in the meantime. Apologies if you guys really like your gangster rap. I'm not allowed to play it. I get too involved, you know. I didn't choose the thug life. Thug life chose me, unfortunately. Heavy metal. I mean, I'm not against heavy metal at all. You know, I listen to pretty much anything that's put in front of me. Do you think heavy metal would go well? Well, I guess there's lots of heavy metal being made, right? This is quite brutal. You know, this is pretty metal, isn't it? In terms of setting, aesthetic. We'll give it a go. We will try and stick some heavy metal on. Is everybody cool with that? Should we vote? Should we vote on it? Should we vote for... Alright, I'll tell you what, I'll put it to a vote. If the viewers want to hear it, for one of the quarterfinals or the semi-finals, I'll stick some heavy metal on. And we'll just jam out, you know, we'll jam out. It's a 30-minute game, 40-minute game, right? So if that's not your jam, hit mute, that's fine. Stick on some of your own stuff. Unfortunately, I can't play any copyrighted music because I get copyright struck and then they'll take all of my videos offline. And yeah, I made the mistake of doing that right at the beginning of streaming. I had no idea about any of that stuff. And I got one of those warnings which is like, we know that you played it. We know that you played it for over an hour. Do it again and we'll pursue legal action. And again, I know that they might send that to people to just rattle them a little bit, but I just don't want to get sued. There's loads of really good copyright-free stuff. So we'll find some copyright-free heavy music. And because do you know what? I've played battle music. You know that really epic, like Lord of the Rings, Helm's Deep, where there's like fucking tubas going off and big drums and like proper battle music at the end of Biter Battles games? Heavy metal needs its time, and its time is now. So, deep house for the end of this game, and we're gonna go. And I apologise to anybody on YouTube watching this back going, why did they do this? That's terrible. You don't know until you know. Do you know what? ZEM, for any of you who don't know, is quite a talented composer. Their style is glacial, is probably a good way of explaining it. It's very spatial, very glacial. Give it a listen if you ever get bored. ZEM on YouTube. I genuinely do stick a couple of songs on every now and again whilst I'm doing some work. It's lovely to hear. Alright, Sticklord. Upping production. Basically saying, no you. to Clutch. And as I said, I think this is going to be an absolute slugfest. Like, these guys are slugging it out at the moment. Stick, a couple of grenades down the pipe. The wave is big and vast. Turret's doing their job though. And that's a lot committed for defense. But a wave has been repelled. And the game goes on. Clutch doubling down, tripling down. I like this. This is actually closer than I thought it'd be. Oh, Sticklord went down. Oh, Lab's down too. Has he been overwhelmed? Mate, classical music 100% I will stick on this channel. And I'm not saying that ironically. There are some absolute bangers. And I don't mean like do 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 do, like none of that stuff, but like genuinely epic music. As we see the silo. They're malingering around the silo. They're kind of like, do we want to kill this thing or not? As we see the GGs coming in from Sticklord. Entry of the gladiators. Oh. I know that people are going to watch these videos back on YouTube and be like, what the hell are they doing? But it's been a long day. We need to keep mixing things up. I've been streaming for over 6 hours now. Ammo belt Chad, 100%. And the biters don't seem to care about the silo at all. They want poles. They're here to take your poles, and then they're here to take your silo. But yeah, we can see now the base is getting absolutely shredded. And now finally they surge onto the silo. And at minute 41, we see a huge explosion. GGs are called all round. Well played, that was a good game between both of these guys. Sticklord and Clutch. Stick leaves us at this point in the tournament. And we will see Clutch moving on. Maybe Clutch really needs the money, man.